Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Veronica, known as Data Geek. And today we're diving into something very powerful, how to predict stock prices using real-time stock data in Python. And this is all done inside Jupyter Notebook, step by step. So if you're a beginner in coding or finance, stick around to the end of this video where I will show you how to grab real-time stock data and build a prediction model with just a few lines of code. So let's jump right into it. Here I am in Jupyter Notebook. The first step we're going to start off with is step 1. We're going to install required libraries. I'm going to put this as a markdown and run that. Step 1, we're going to begin it by installing the tools we need. So we need to install yfinance to get stock data, matplotlib to draw charts, and scikit-learn to predict future prices. So we'll just run this line of code and we will be all set. So it's exclamation pip install y finance matplotlib and scikit-learn learn. Now you run this. I've already installed it, but I'll go ahead and run it again. So you might need to update it. So exclamation pip install dash dash upgrade y finance. And I will run this. Okay, so I ran that code. Step 2, we're going to import libraries. We import all the Python tools we'll use for getting data, plotting graphs, and predicting tools. So I will write a note here. Step 2, import libraries. And run that. Whoops, I need to change this to Markdown. It's a text, not a code. Just a little note that we're going to step 2. So now we're going to import y finance as yf, then import pandas as pd, then import matplotlib.py plot as plt. Next one we're doing from sklearn sklearn linear underscore model, and we're going to import the linear regression. And import numpy as np. Now we'll run this. Let's see what I did wrong here. matplotlib.pypl ot as plt. Okay, forgot the L there. And it ran successfully. Okay, step 3. We're going to download live stock data. So this is where we're going to download the data. I'm going to change that to Markdown for text. So now let's fetch the live data. I'm using Apple stock here, but you can change the ticker to anything like Tesla, Google, Microsoft, you name it, anything. So, but we're going to do here is we're also going to pull data from 2023 to now, 2025, with just one line of code. So this is going to be data equals yf dot download. Single quotation AAPL, which is your ticker, and this is going to be Apple data, comma, and then start. This is where we start our date. So we're going to do from 2023 in January 1st, comma, single quotation, comma, and we're going to end equals today. So this is going to be April 8th, 2025. So 2025, oops, start off with a single quotation, 2025 dash 04 dash 08. Single quotation, close that parentheses. That is the line of code that you need to grab the data and set your date. So now we want to preview the data. So I'm going to put a note here by simply starting off with the number sign and preview data. And we're calling this line of code data. So we're going to say data.info. We want to know the info of this data. So I'm going to run this code. Oh, data is not defined. It's because I made it with the capital. I'm going to change that to a lowercase data and then run that. So it is very case sensitive, so make sure if it's uppercase or lowercase, you use that name. So here is the information. So it's 100% complete. So here are my column names. So closed, high, low, open, and value. So it's good to know the names of your data. In this column, it shows you null values. And in this column, it shows you the data types of each of your variables. So that variables, I mean columns. So your closed column has no non-null values, and then your data types is float64. Also up here, the 567, there's 567 rows, and then these are your columns. So, but it has total 5 columns. So starting from 0, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, and also your usage. So it gives you all the information of your data set. Next, I want to view my data set. So I'm going to do data dot head, open and close parentheses, and run that. So now I have the head of my data. So it shows me all of my variables, which are my column names, price, close, high, low, open, and volume. And then it has my rows. So I can see the dates. Looking good. So in step 4, we're going to clean and prep the data. I'm going to change this to Markdown and run that. So we're going to use only this closing price here, this column here. So we're going to write a note stating that. Use only the closing prices. So again, our data set name, data equals, and the data set name again, and now that variable name. So 2 open brackets, single quotation, close, single quotation, close those 2 brackets, dot, drop, NA, open and close parentheses. If you really look at this code, you can see that the drop NA function is here. So I'm dropping any NAs within this variable column, right? Closed. Even though we checked our null values here, the count, it says there's none, but I just want to make sure there's not going to be any null values in there. So I automatically just drop any null values or NA values. Next, I'll add a new column for days since the start date. So I'm going to do data. Actually, let me write a note. That way we know what it is. So add a new column for days since the start date. Okay, so we're going to call our data set name, open bracket, single quotation, days, single quotation, close bracket, equals, open parentheses, data dot index, minus data dot index, open bracket, 0, close bracket. Close that parentheses, dot days. I will run this code. Here we're focusing on the closing price, the final value of the stock for each day. Then we calculate how many days have passed since our start date. So this will help us build a trend. Next, we're going to go ahead and plot the data. Step 5, plot the data. Put it as a note for markdown and run that. First thing is PLT dot figure, open parentheses, fig size equals, open parentheses, 10, 5, and then close those two parentheses. Again, PLT dot plot, open parentheses, data, open bracket, single quotation, days, single quotation, close bracket, comma, data, close bracket, single quotation, close, single quotation, close that bracket, comma, label, LABEL, equals, single quotation, actual price, ACTUAL, price, single quotation. This will be the name of that plot. And then PLT.X label is days. PLT.Y label is going to be stock price, single quotation, close that. PLT.titles, this is our title name, open parentheses, single quotation, Apple stock price over time, single quotation, close that. PLT.legend, open and close parentheses, LEGEND, and then PLT.grid, GRID, open parentheses, we're going to put this to true with the capital T, and PLT.show, open and close parentheses. And we will run this. So even though I had an error, it still ran the code, but I forgot the N for legend. LEND. So I'll run that to get rid of that error. So now here it is. We have a trend. So this is our actual price. So now that we plotted the actual price on the graph, now we will do a prediction price. But first, we have to train the linear regression model. And that's what we're going to do next in step 6. Train a simple linear regression model. Okay, so I want to note here, prepare futures and target. So we're going to do a capital X equals, and then data, open parentheses, single quotation, days, single quotation, and close those brackets. Now again, it's going to be our Y. I'm going to do a lowercase y equals, and the same thing, your data set name, which is data, open bracket, and then that variable name, close, single quotation, close that bracket. Next, I'm going to create and fit the model. So model equals linear regression, open and close parentheses, and then we're going to fit the model. model dot fit, open parentheses, and we're going to call these, we're going to put in here this capital X and Y. So capital X, comma, Y, and we will run this, and it shows that it's complete. I want just to kind of explain what this is in case you don't know. So your data has dates like January 1st, January 2nd, and so on, right? January 3rd. But the machine learning model doesn't understand January 1st or March 15th like we do. It needs numbers, not dates. So we turn January 1st into day 0, and January 2nd into day 1, and January 3rd into day 2, and so on and so forth, right? So this helps the model learn how the stock prices change over time by giving it a simple number line to follow. So you kind of have to speak computer language, and this is what you call machine learning. So now that we did that, and now the computer understands the days, we're going to go to step 7 where we're going to predict the next 30 days. So step 7, predict the next 30 days. And I'm going to change that to Markdown to run that as a text. And the first thing I start off with is a note. So I know what this code is. So it's going to be future underscore days equals PD dot data frame, open parentheses, curly bracket. So we open those two up, single quotation, days, single quotation, and then range, R-A-N-G-E, in quotation, data, open bracket, days, single quotation, close bracket, dot max, open and close parentheses. Then we're going to do a +1, comma, data, open bracket, single quotation, days, single quotation. I'm going to close that bracket, dot max, open and close parentheses, plus 31, close parentheses, curly bracket, and close parentheses. Next line of code is going to be future underscore prices. And it's going to be equals model dot predict, open parentheses, future days. So this one has to be exactly how you spelled this one. So I'm going to just highlight that, Control C to copy, and Control B to paste. That's my shortcut on Windows. And then we're going to close that. So now we will plot the prediction. Plot prediction. PLT dot plot figure, FIGURE, fig size equals, open parentheses, 10, comma, 5, close those two parentheses. Plot. Okay, so then I will run this code. The blue line is your actual prices, and then your predicted prices are these little dots, those orange dots here. So if I zoom in, you can see there's some orange dots here. So that's your predicted price for the next 30 days. So as I told you before, that the days are in numbers like 0 to 200, 400 days, 600 days, 800 days, right? So that the computer can learn how to predict the days for the actual price. Starting from 0 is January 1st, 2023, and every day after that. So this is for today, and then this is the next 30 days for that prediction of stock prices. So just keep in mind, it's a simple model, not financial advice, not something you could do this professionally to predict real stock prices. This is just a model, but this is a great intro to using AI with stock market data. So we're going to do something else. I just want to add in here, kind of like a bonus. This here, you might have to install if you want to try this. It's going to be exclamation pip install Plotly. Plotly. Then run that code. Once you install that, you can go ahead and run this next visual, which I'm going to just copy and paste this because I prepared this before our tutorial here today, and paste it here. These are your libraries. You're going to import plotly.graph object as Go, and then you're going to import plotly.offline as PYO. So here you can see we actually create a combined data frame with actual and predicted values. That's your code there. Next, we reset index for plotting. I went ahead and created that code there. Equals pd.concat. So that's your code here. Next, we create interactive line plot, which is fig equals go.figure. Next, we did an actual stock price line. That's your code here for that. And then I predicted stock price line, which is your code for that. And lastly, it's pyo.plot, open and close parentheses with fig inside those parentheses, FIG. So I'm going to run this so you can see what this is. Now it's a different graph, a line graph, but this one I like because it has little pop-up that tell you what actual prices there are. So this is the stock prediction. So predicted day 826 will be $239.36. On day 850, the stock price is predicted to be at $242.01. So this is a lot better to kind of visualize and get more insights of the data. And so again, it's days since start, stock prices, and that's your stock price prediction. So here you can kind of zoom in and out. You can download the plot as a PNG. You can move your plot. It's more interactive. So that's it. The end of my tutorial. I hope this helps you through your adventures with coding in Python. If you really like this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I'm always making weekly videos on how to code in Python with data analytics and using other tools as well. And if you'd like to support me, I put a link in the description below. You can buy me a coffee, but any support is appreciated. I really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.